Hi guys and welcome. We have a yin class today and we'll do a seated yin as well, just to get more and more comfortable to sit, and therefore we kind of practice that seated meditation more and more. I have two blocks. If you have them, grab them. If you don't have any blocks, just don't worry about it. And so what we'll do is we'll start straight away into a seat. So these blocks, guys, are very handy to just sit on if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, or if your hips don't feel flexible enough. You can also grab some pillows to sit on if you don't have the blocks, or if you just simply find that a little bit more comfortable. So if your hips feel a little bit tight, then maybe just opt in and sit onto the blocks here. We bring the soles of the feet together for our Baddha Konasana. Heels nice and close towards the pubic bone. So we go initially for those inner hips. You take a deep breath in and close your eyes, yogis. Start to fold. Guys, I've said it many times before, but I will continue to say it. Try and breathe through the shapes that we built today. And some of those asana will be easy, and therefore breathing is easy. Maybe our mind will wander off a little bit more in those kind of poses. And then there will be the poses that are a little bit harder for us, where we naturally do not have a big range of flexibility. And that's often where we don't breathe smoothly. So start to soften through the face and separating those upper and lower teeth, and let your tongue be quite loose into the mouth. Maybe a little smile through the corners of the mouth and the corners of the eyes, just to soften a little bit more. And just make sure you're cozy and comfortable. So maybe you want to pop on extra layers of clothing like I have here. Maybe pop a heater on. Because the more we find ourselves in stillness, it is, for most people, natural to get a little bit more cold. Now you might need the block, you might not need the block, and you can find adjustment into that. And anytime you feel like it, or anytime you're feeling a bit stuck, take that deep breath in. And a good sigh out of the mouth. Every time you breathe out, guys, you have the hormone relaxin, freeing kind of your hormonal status and your internal balance into relaxation. The hormone relaxin frees up. And so if it is physical exertion, you've just been for a run, for example, or if you've just been a bit anxious or busy, then big sighs can be that first little moment and first little cure to come back to normal, to restful. And you know by now that with our yin, we do hold those shapes for a little bit longer. And we stay here for 1 more minute. So we've had about 3 in total then. Take your final couple of breaths. And very slowly rise up through the spine, close the legs, and start to extend the legs forward and out wide. So just, take that wherever you have space today. Nice to keep those blocks nearby because maybe you want them. So we widen the legs and then pop yourself forward as much as you can until you feel those inner thighs. And again, if you were sitting on a block before, you might well want to sit on a block now. If you're feeling like you're slouching back or rounding through the spine, then you don't feel the inner thighs at all as well. And that's when you want to go and sit onto a block. If you have the capacity to tip yourself forward, then you might not need to sit on a block. Mild flexion through the toes. Maybe those blocks just kind of rest forward. So you can come forward with a long spine. They might even serve as a little kind of stacking for your head, as long as it offers you enough height to not round through the spine at all. So just see what is right for you today. Whenever you have found your spot where it is somewhere between too little and too much, that fine line between those two, and that fine line where it's just perfect, where the stretch is present, but you're not about to cry. That's where we stay. It's creating that sense of awareness again. Where do I tighten up right now? Where can I soften a little? Closing down the eyes. Lengthening the breath. Coming back to stillness. If at any stage you think there is a room to deepen because the stretch is not so much present, then really do that by kind of climbing forward or lengthening the spine more forward. One more minute. Think about the heart leading forward more, maybe flexing more. Three more big breaths. as we come out slowly and safely. Grab maybe underneath your knees as your hands help to bring those legs together. And so we'll end up for the next shape into our shoelace, our Gomukhasana, but to begin I want to start into half pigeon. So I'm starting right side, right knee to the right side of the mat, hips square. If you have any preferred way to get into here, feel free to go ahead. Drag that back leg back, and lengthening forward. Maybe you've got pillows and blocks you want to use here. Do that as we rest forward. So the first minute is half pigeon, and you might stay here as well. That's absolutely fine. Just to give a little bit of initial length before we go into our full shoelace. So just taking a moment here. Hips are square, and your shoulders relax. And you sort of let yourself surrender to gravity here. Just breathe. Your last couple of breaths here. And if you already know that you'll stay in pigeon, just continue to relax. And if you do want to give it a go, you come up onto the hands. That right knee stays forward but comes to the middle of the mat. And then the left leg comes all the way across and on top. And it's just as simple as it might just not be possible for your hips. You might sit onto a block if you're feeling, again, that one glute is lifting or you just can't thread yourself. There might be a big gap between the two knees that are right in front of your chest. That is okay as well. But I do need two glutes down, so if that's impossible, sides of your feet are beside you, then come back to your half pigeon. Otherwise, two glutes down, take a deep breath in here, make sure the knees are nicely in front of your chest so you can fold forward. Now, you might stay here, you might even stay upright. You might again create that little bit of a tower for your head to rest on. But I quite like a folding and resting here on a good day. So just kind of see what's right. And again, we find that stillness. Continue to have that grounding through the two glutes into the mat. And if your head is not completely resting down, then it is quite nice to grab a block. You can actually also pop it on the knee and rest it down. So yeah, see what works. And so you feel a little bit more of that outer glute thigh, maybe some of your IT band even. Relaxing the fingers and the shoulders. And let's not forget about our mind if you're still quite tied up into those thoughts that belong to either the past or this sort of unrealistic future of things to do or worries there are about anything that has not occurred yet. See if you can just come back to here and now. You might do that through finding an anchor that works for you, as we call that, which might be just focusing on your breath. It's usually the easiest one for people, such as counting or listening or awareness around the breath, or even that mantra which I've said before. Inhale, you lengthen and you think let, and exhale, you think the word go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Couple more minutes here. Continue to find grounding and softness. Maybe every now and again a little smile, not to cover over anything or hide anything, just to simply soften, to reset. One final minute here. Your final 3 slow, full breath. When that is finished, you come up slowly. You unravel yourself and bring your legs straight forward. Slowly, slowly, careful of the knees. And then before we do that, on the other side, we'll come into our more passive form of Paschimottanasana, which is more your caterpillar. Again, please sit on a pillow or a block if you feel like this is happening for you. Otherwise, take a deep breath in. Tip the body forward, maybe remove a bit of flesh, and then exhale, passively fold forward. It is not about that typical length, but find some space without rolling backwards. Grab blocks where you feel they suit you in a way to get more comfortable. And let the hands rest so the shoulders don't have that pull. And it is a simple action of flexion here. Even those baby toes that really kind of make this stretch alive, that burn up this stretch. So every 2 or 3 breaths, maybe remind yourself just to flex a little bit more. It doesn't need to be a hardcore type of flexion, but just bring those toes a little bit more actively back to your face. And with this shape, every 5 or so breaths, I quite like to come up and then forward and down again, just to create some new space. But that is up to you if that works for you too. A couple more minutes here. Whatever you do, do not stop breathing. Flex a little more or reset for your final 3 breaths. And slowly coming upright. Half pigeon, left side. Take your time. Left knee to the left side of the mat. The right leg comes back. I'm squaring off my hips, dragging my right leg back. Inhale, find length. Exhale, come down. 1 minute only here. Or you stay. Yeah, try and do what you did on the other side. Relaxing as much as you can into the shape. Coming on to the hands if you're coming with me. Knee, that left knee to the middle of the mat. Right leg comes all the way forward and on top of the left knee. Good. Feet on or either side, no soles of the feet to the floor, so really the sides here. The knees are right in the center of your chest, and we don't have the same kind of flexibility left and right side, so it might well be that it feels different, it looks different. Sit on blocks, grab blocks, do what you need. Take an inhale. And exhale after that, surrender and fold, or stay upright if that is just more than enough for you. Coming back to stillness, find back your anchor. Just be here. One final minute. Final 3 breaths. 2 glutes down. And coming up slowly, unravel, take a moment. Now my right leg stays straight out at an angle, and so my left sole of the foot comes into the right side inner thigh. Good. From here on out, I slowly straighten the right hand towards my right shin, so straight arm, straight leg, and then reach the left hand up and over. I want the shoulders to be as wide as possible, so think right shoulder to the floor, left one up to the ceiling as you reach. You might also kind of grab that half bind behind you if that's nicer for you. I want you to feel the side lying body. If you have enough flexibility, the right hand might come to the floor, or even the right forearm, hand palm up. And we won't be here for long. I just want to get a little bit of space coming out of all the work we've done into our hips, into that lower side body, which is incredibly energizing. So if you feel a bit tired lately, this is your shape, or any kind of side body lengthening. 3 big breaths here. Think about spiraling. You might even hold your head and open it. It's not about grabbing that foot at all. 1 more big breath. Coming all the way up, and cross that right leg forward, taking a spine twist. Inhale, reach the arms up, twisting towards the right side, left hand on the knee, right hand close into the base of your spine. Inhale, elongate the spine, exhale, twist. Stay for an extra breath. We're in yin after all. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And then we change sides. Right knee stays bent, left leg goes out at an angle. And then when you're ready, there we go. Left hand to left shin. Right hand reaches up and over. Just see here if you can find the spiraling of the rib cage going up, the collarbones coming up to the ceiling first. And then maybe bring that hand on the inside, left hand, maybe even hand palm up, forearm down. Keep reaching and extending as we ground these 2 glutes down, feeling this into that lower waistline, maybe even partially into that lower back. And keep rotating and spinning rather than collapsing and falling. Find that length, and then that reach and then that twist. 3 big breaths here. Just think about all the energy you're gonna get. Final full breath. And coming all the way up. Left leg crosses forward now. Inhale, lengthen. Twist to the left side, right hand to knee, left hand close behind you. Lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Stay for an extra breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. Slowly come all the way forward. Guys, we'll come to lie down in a Savasana. And maybe you feel like a little chest opening still, just to finish it all off together. So if that is the case and you have your 2 blocks or pillows, go ahead. Always one where the middle back is, think bra strap. And then one right behind you. You choose the height, yeah? You can easily be lower and middle height. Take a moment to get comfortable. And again, feel free to just lie flat on the floor in Savasana instead. And then take a deep breath in, let it rise all the way through both the belly and the chest. Exhale, let it fall out. We will take a couple of minutes here together, although I'd easily recommend just 10 minutes in total. So get ready to settle, to soften. Again, the upper and lower teeth are loosened to the upper and lower teeth are separating from each other and not loosened to your mouth. The tongue, however, is loosened to your mouth. And hopefully that brought a little smile through your face. So your facial features relax, the muscles relax. And the breath is flowing normal and natural. To offer you more stillness and more space, please stay up to 10 minutes if you have the time. Maybe commit to a number of breaths, 10 being the minimum.